Hi, and welcome to a new recipe video. A lot of you have asked for an easy marble cake recipe, so I called up my mom and got this recipe from her. When we were kids, she used to bake it every week, and I really enjoyed it as a kid. Before you start baking, there are two things you need to do. One, preheat your oven. For this recipe, we're gonna need to preheat our oven to 350. The other thing that you need to do is take your butter, eggs out of the fridge at least 15 to 20 minutes before you start baking. You want them room temperature, you don't want them just out of the fridge. The first thing we're gonna do is mix the butter with the sugar. I have here 1/4 cup of butter and it's been outside the fridge for at least 15 to 20 minutes, so it's a little bit melted, which is what we want. Next, we're gonna add the sugar, 1.5 cup. Before you start adding anything, make sure that you mix the butter with the sugar well. If you are working with vanilla extract, you can use 1 teaspoon, but if you are working with vanilla powder, you'll have to use 1 tablespoon. And then we're adding 4 eggs. Okay, so now I'm adding my yogurt, and we're gonna need 2 cups of that. Okay, so we're ready to start mixing the dry ingredients. And we're gonna need 4 cups of flour, 2, 3, 4. A big tablespoon of baking powder. All right, and then we're gonna start adding a little bit by bit the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. Second cup. And here we go. The batter is ready for the oven. The beauty of this recipe is you can use this batter right here as is, or you can put half of it into the baking sheet, add unsweetened cocoa powder to the other half just to give it a little bit of flavor and color. You can add a couple of bananas, you can add dry fruit, you can add whatever you want really into this batter. So today, because we're celebrating Easter this weekend, I'm gonna add chocolate chips. I'm just adding a lot because we love chocolate in this house. Before you add the batter to your baking sheet, very important, you have to really make sure that you put a lot of butter inside. You don't want your cake to stick. So once you add a little bit of butter, you just want to spread it. Okay, so as you see, we really buttered this one really well. And next, I'm gonna add the batter into it. You wanna make sure it's even, and you wanna make sure it's not filled till the end, because this is gonna rise in the oven, so you need to give it a little bit of space. Here's something nobody I think knows. As a kid, I used to eat this batter raw, just like that. We're gonna put this in the oven for at least 45 minutes to an hour. So I'll be back. Here it is, cake out of the oven. So normally, this is the end of it. Normally, you'll just wait for it to cool down, cut it in slices, serve. As a kid, I used to eat this with a lot of jam. You can use it with Nutella, bananas, peanut butter, and jelly, anything. It goes with everything. So now we're gonna do the Nutella glaze. All you need for this is Nutella, heavy whipped cream. I'm gonna take a big chunk of Nutella because we love Nutella. And I've added a little bit of heavy whipped cream, maybe 2 tablespoons, and I'm gonna whisk over the stove for maybe 5-10 minutes. Don't let it boil. I ended up using a little bit more heavy whipped cream. You need to get this consistency at the end of it. And here we go, a perfectly shaped marble cake with chocolate chips. It's done, it's ready. Just let it cool for like an hour and then start serving. Happy Easter, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you shared with everyone you love.